Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to the Fellowship of the D20 and the continuing adventures of the Phandalin 5.5. Maybe we will see.
Maybe.
We will see what happens. So things have changed a little bit. We are going to. I'm going to give you a brief introduction of what happened last time. We've had to make a few roster changes. Life has intervened, and we are sadly lost Neff and Frequency Girl. They've gone on their way. So I have agreed to take on DMing duties. And so because of that, Karlsruhe is going to be going on his way into the wilds and become an NPC in our adventure. But when you left us last time, the group was fighting a dragon up on Icespire Peak. Well, the dragon and the cultist decided to beat feet and get out of there as they were being beaten down by the Phandalin 5.5 and the other members that they had attracted. And so he fled, and the Phandalin, the group and the other NPCs, they split the treasure amongst themselves, and the Phandalin 5.5 made their way back to Phandalin itself. There, Droop in the tavern was running the tavern, and Selby announced that she had received a missive to return to Waterdeep on urgent business and to take up a seat with the Lord's Alliance. So, because of this, the Phandalin 5.5, the group decided to escort her along the way. Strangely enough, they were able to make their way to Waterdeep without adventure along the way. But while they were doing that, Karlsruhe received a missive himself. He was summoned by a group of rangers and druids to meet in the Neverwinter Wood as they are looking into strange rumors of cultists that have appeared, and they have asked him to join their group for a while they are adventuring in the wilds. So, sadly, he bid adieu to his adventuring party and made his way back to Phandalin and then into the Neverwinter Wood. Although I'm sure most of the rest of the group was not sad to see him and his multiple personalities go as he left. Meanwhile,
Untrue, but yes.
Bjorn, Illuthria, Cirrus, and
I feel
Selby,
like winter is still with us.
yes, continued on to Waterdeep. And after a 10-day journey, we're able to make it to Waterdeep rather at a rather leisurely pace, traveling 150 miles in about 10 days without event. Was a welcome respite. Although along their journey, they kept hearing rumors of some sort of strange cultist showing up along the way. And they happened to journey through the Sunbar Hills and heard that there was a lot of activity there as well. But there's always things going along on the Sword Coast, and they were eager to see Selby to Waterdeep. So they continued on and eventually found their way into Waterdeep. And Selby rejoined her family and then began settled into her official duties, trying to get this out of the way as quickly as possible and hoping to get back to her studies to become Sorcerer Supreme, but realizing that she had a duty to her family and to her city, which she had to take care of first. So with that, that is a quick and brief explanation of how we get to the starting off point we're at now. I'm very pleased to welcome, we have two new players with us today. Jeff Bracey and his wife Jen are here, and they are going to be playing two characters who you will meet. But first, out of character, I want to reintroduce everybody who will be playing in the game, and I'm going to start from the top down, and they can introduce their characters briefly out of character, and then we'll start with the game. Yeah, Jen?
She just said hello.
Oh. So, Mike, if you want to reintroduce Bjorn, that would be wonderful.
Okay. Bjorn was kidnapped from his people and raised with people he didn't know to be a barbarian, and they even taught him about being a totem warrior, which he became. He eventually took up the spirit of the bear. And the thing was, though, before he was taken from his people, a seer in his village told him that he was destined to be a great and legendary warrior. And now he spends his days and time in pursuit of that destiny. He has joined up with the Phandalin 5.5 in hopes that will bring about his legend.
Excellent. And then I will go to Steve, Sellers, who is continuing to play Illuthria. If you want to reintroduce Illuthria for everybody.
Yeah, Illuthria was known as Mortice in the original game, for those who don't know. And she's a dark elf paladin. She has taken a new oath, the Oath of the Ancients, and she is also a warlock who has a patron that is a servant of Illuthria, who is the singing sword of Kalua Valador, one of the Seven Sisters. And she originally hailed from Usnatha, a city in the Underdark, and she was the daughter of one of the matron mothers. And she has a complicated past. She did a lot of things that she wasn't proud of, which we'll get into. And she decided, after she was betrayed by her house, to leave to the surface. And for a little while, she was a dark knight, a knight of death of Kelemvor. And they had a falling out during the original campaign, and after this, she decided to turn to Illuthria, the drow goddess of the Dark Seldarine, and who is the only good aligned goddess of the Dark Seldarine. And so since then, she's been traveling with the Phandalin Five, mainly because the city of Phandalin accepted her where a lot of other places wouldn't. And since then, she's kind of been involved with the Note Lords Alliance after learning some important things from Laral Silverhand, and who she's currently doing some work for on and off.
So then Greg has returned playing Cirrus. He killed off another character in order to make it back into the group. So if you want to reintroduce Cirrus to everyone.
It's what Cirrus does.
Cirrus Darkstar is a half-elf from Daggerdale. He lost his mother when he was very young, although he hasn't said anything about her much beyond that. He joined the group by taking the original mercenary job to Phandalin, stuck around because he didn't like the fact that the town was being bullied. It just kind of snowballed from there. Cirrus doesn't have a lot of friends or connections, so as he worked with the Phandalin Five, he began to trust them, and now he's just following along to see what's next.
Excellent. So that brings us then to our first brand new character. Jeff Bracey is playing the Hieronymus Hyrax Whodunit. So can you give us a brief introduction for your character?
Oh, I'm so impressed. You got the name out. Yes, indeed. Hieronymus Hyrax Whodunit. He's a Harengon, a magic user, a street performer, magician. He comes from a dark and mysterious land, a place set apart from the rest of the world, a place known as the Plane of Dread. He started life in the Feywild and was mysteriously drawn in by the dreadful mists into the darksome world of Ravenloft, where he ran afoul of many awful creatures, and it left lasting scars upon him. Recently, he has found his way out of that world, after spending many years adventuring, fighting monsters, and trying to make some sort of an honest living. In this new world that is bereft of eternal darkness, evil things lurking underneath every shadow, he's settled into a more peaceful life, or so he thought, when he realizes you can leave the darkness, but the darkness often comes with you. Plus, he's getting kind of bored.
Excellent. And then Jeff's wife, Jen. Hello, Jen. How are you doing? Is graciously agreed to play with us as well. And she is playing Boja. Is that correct? The
Boja.
Boja, the Blessed. So if you could give us a brief introduction of Boja. Awesome. So tell us a little bit about Boja.
Boja.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's not coming through, Jen.
Boja.
Oh, now I know.
Okay. So Boja the Blessed. She is a white Luxodon. What?
Let's break it up.
There is like a 15-second delay from what I'm hearing her say and what she's actually saying.
Yep.
Yeah, likewise.
Because she doesn't even realize like we're not hearing her properly.
Right.
What happened?
noticed-
I saw your. It crashed again. It crashed again.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah.
So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the internet. I'll blame I don't know, blame who you want to blame. So
Gamora.
Elon Musk, just because everybody else is doing it these days.
sure.
I blame Karlsruhe.
Yes.
That's right.
I blame Karlsruhe too.
I really thought
It's all of that dancing that he did.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to go off with the pig farmer and live his endless life of salted pork.
Well, he told you he was going there to do something, but he didn't want to let you know that actually he was going off with a pig farmer. So
He's off to found a dancing school to form the Jingle Jank Squad in Torfaroon.
Yeah.
you guessed it.
The Jingle Janks will sweep across Peru.
Oh man.
There she is.
Yes.
Let's try this one more time. Can everybody hear me?
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
we
Yes.
can.
Hear you.
We can.
Okay. All right. So I am playing Boja the Blessed. She is a white albino Luxodon. Amongst the Luxodon, they made a pact with Sarenrae that the whites Luxodon are considered sacred, and they are promised to her to serve as her champion by the mark of their skin. And she will be playing a light cleric.
Very cool.
Nice.
So, as I said before, you had gotten into Waterdeep, and after escorting Selby to his family's home, you were surprised to find that her family is not too keen on adventures, and they really did not like the fact that Selby had gone off to become an adventurer herself. And you got the distinct impression that they had maneuvered things in order to get her back into Waterdeep and back into the fold and taking care of normal duties in the Lord's Alliance and getting out of this dangerous business of being out with the uncouth masses outside of Waterdeep. So when it came time for you to find a place to stay, you were not welcome. You were asked politely but firmly to find a tavern or an inn and to make your way elsewhere. And so you did. As you got there, you noticed that you came to an adventurer's inn called the Crooked Dagger down by the docks. And there at the Crooked Dagger, you noticed that there were several adventuring groups and a number of adventurers who had wandered in from various places along the Sword Coast who were looking for different jobs and things to do. Among them were two creatures that you had never seen before. One was a rabbit-like creature who was all dressed up in elaborate clothes. He looked like some sort of entertainer, and he was sitting alone at a table, sipping wine and looking about, trying to determine what his next step would be.
He's shuffling a deck of cards with one hand and rolling a coin across his knuckles with the other.
That's dexterous.
In a booth, somehow wedged into the booth, is what looks like a giant bipedal elephant who is completely white. And she's sitting there all resplendent in robes, and she is also eating as well and drinking. Anything else that, God, why am I going to get this name wrong?
Who done it? No, Boja.
Boja is doing, Jen, as she's sitting there at the booth.
Jen?
Jen?
I'm getting a delay. Can you hear
There
me?
we go.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. She is quietly in the booth, staring around, having made her first travels from the monastery. She is just quietly taking in the scene.
Excellent. So as the evening goes on, people come in and out, and the Phandalin, the remaining members of the Phandalin 5.5 sit at a table together and eventually get rooms. And as the people begin to clear out, you notice that these two other characters are also staying in this tavern and this inn, and there's a limited number of rooms. But as you go up into your room late at night, this is getting on towards the midnight. As each of you go into your rooms, you see this. Can you see this right now?
Yes.
On the screen? In each of your rooms, attached either on your bed or attached to the wall by a dagger, is this note with the seal below it. And there's also a map attached to it asking you to meet this person in a alley by the docks. It's probably about a 15-minute walk away from the inn this evening.
Do any of us recognize that seal?
If you want to try and make a roll on nobility, you can roll a nobility check to see if you recognize the seal.
Nobility?
I don't know that we have anybody that would have that.
I don't think that's a skill.
That's not on the
Heraldry?
skills list.
History.
Like history, maybe?
History, yes.
I have
could give
a
you
little bit of history.
investigation.
You could also do investigation if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll let Cirrus do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it, baby.
All right. You look at it and you're quickly able to recognize it. You saw something similar. You were peering over Selby's shoulder when she got her own note. Let's see what you get. Same thing. For
Did I hit advantage somehow? Or was that hitting somebody else's dice?
No, you rolled with
advantage.
advantage. You can turn that off in settings or set it to query each time.
Okay, I don't know how I even did that.
So, Whodunit and Cirrus, you both recognize this as the seal of the Lord's Alliance.
Illuthria would have recognized that.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah,
it's for you.
Interesting.
Tell your friends not to stick daggers in my door, please.
We've been hanging out.
I will let them know.
Bjorn doesn't recognize anything.
So,
we go ahead and tell Bjorn and whoever doesn't know.
He recognizes a good ale when he sees it.
That's right.
Now, the members, both Illuthria, Bjorn, and Cirrus, Illuthria, Bjorn, and Cirrus would not know that Whodunit and Boja had also received notes. So they may be in their rooms separately, having received these notes in their rooms. But according, if you the bells, the heralds ringing out in the streets, this person, whoever they are, would like to meet you in this shadowy corner of the docks in about an hour's time.
I think we should at least investigate.
I want to know who stuck a dagger in my door.
Then that's all the more reason to play the game.
And I'm keeping the dagger.
Yeah. I would be cautious, though. I mean, it is possible that it might be somewhat unsavory.
I don't care. I'm adding another dagger to my sheet.
Can never have enough daggers. Especially the psychic ones.
So how do you guys plan to proceed, and what does Whodunit and Boja decide to do as well, since they are in their separate rooms?
I've got a question. When we rolled up to our rooms for the evening, did I happen to see there were multiple rooms with daggers in their doors?
Actually, this was inside the room, so it was not on the door itself. It was in these.
Oh, okay.
These notes were inside the rooms.
Someone with a certain amount of skill, I would guess.
Yes.
Someone who doesn't want to live.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We rented these rooms. That means that whoever that means that the person at the inn that we just rented the rooms from is in on this. as they knew already what rooms we were going to rent.
Bjorn, how long have we known each other?
that is suspicious even by Cirrus standards.
The only thing that annoys me is that someone got in and out of my room, and I want to know how.
We've never even been to our rooms before, though. We're just entering our rooms, and we found notes for us inside the rooms. Somebody had to have knowledge the fact that we had the rooms.
Well, you did rent the rooms about 8 hours ago. You were down in
If
the
it
common
is the
room
Lord's
drinking
Alliance, they've
and-
been keeping tracks of us since we got here, and
let's face it,
there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are keeping watch on us.
You guys are
Okay.
famous.
Okay.
We are.
You could try and determine how someone got in your room or who might have done it if you wish to do that.
I would like to investigate.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be wise.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Yeah, you look around and you're like, this guy.
Hold on.
Want to use a psychic die?
Oh, there you go. That makes 19.
Okay. Well, you look around and you're able to determine that there is a series of secret passages and doors behind each of the rooms, and you're actually able to open them and find that you can go behind all of the rooms, and that this secret passage opens up into the alley behind the inn.
Ah,
I will
Interesting.
go back and get.
we were definitely set up then.
And Bjorn, and say, I got to show you guys something.
Okay.
Does it connect to any other rooms? Does it connect to all the rooms?
As you are going through, you notice that it doesn't look like it's been used for a long time. And so there's a large accumulation of dust and cobwebs, but you notice, and there are more rooms than just the rooms that you've been in, but you notice that 5 rooms in particular, the 3 that you are associated with, and then 2 others, the dust and the cobwebs have been dislodged around those rooms, and like someone had moved through there. And so there are 2 other passages or doors that go into presumably other rooms in the inn. And there are the grand total of about 18 rooms on this floor of the inn. It's a rather large inn, the Crooked Dagger.
All right, I'll go up to the nearest other one that has footsteps leading to it.
Okay.
And unlike some people, I will politely knock.
Jeff, call high or low.
Hi.
Low. Booja, you hear a soft knock from the wall near your bed.
I will let. Who is there?
Are you decent? Trying to be polite.
Yes.
I'll open it.
You see
You may enter the room
I
if
am
you
also
wish.
naked.
a 3 by 3 foot section of the wall, so it's not very large, opens up and slides back, and you see Cirrus. And I'll let you describe yourself, Cirrus, as you peer in, or whatever you choose to do. But a 3 by 3 foot section of the wall opens up and slides away.
Half elf, black armor, long blonde hair, silver eyes, walks in and says, hi. I'm Cirrus. This may be an odd question, but did you find a note attached to your wall by a dagger last night?
There was no such note in my room. Is this a normal way of travel between rooms?
Apparently.
Jen, you did find a note in your room when you went into your room just now.
Okay. Was it the same note?
Yes.
I totally thought she was lying.
Yep. Nope. You all have the same note.
Because Cirrus did ask for last night instead of like today.
Oh, true.
Like, then I will change that. So, yes, I've just found this note.
Okay, first, I didn't put it there.
And what you
I
see.
found a.
when-
I'm sorry.
Okay.
There's a delay, so you guys will have to like hold a second in between conversation.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
Okay. So I was like, yes. And what he sees when he walks in is a white elephant with pink eyes, and she is studying, her clerical notes and having a prayer wheel and prayer.
I am sorry to intrude upon your meditations. My friends and I found these notes in our rooms, and there were footsteps leading up to your room and one other. So I don't like people getting into my room. I was just trying to find out what was going on. But it seems that someone wants
I completely
our
understand.
collective attention. You are a cleric of some sort, I assume?
And do you have any idea who sent the note?
Nope. Well, the Lord's Alliance.
Yes, I'm a cleric of Sarenrae. I've just started out upon my first journey. I know nothing of the Lord's Alliance.
There are a bunch of uptight politicians who think they run the continent.
I love
And
Siren.
usually do. Now, I can let you return to your meditations for the moment, but I think we should
Politics is
talk
not
more.
something I am familiar with.
I think there's another door I have to check out.
Yeah. I'll go and help Cirrus with that.
Go to the next door.
I will continue with my devotions until you return.
Okay, you go to the next door. This door is the last one that appears to have been disturbed, although you can see mechanisms going further down for presumably other doors in the inn. Similar to the other one, the dust and the cobwebs have been disturbed here. And now that you know what to look for, you can see that a similar 3x3 foot section which can slide away.
I'll still knock. I want to be polite.
Who done it? You hear a soft knock, but hard enough to be audible from the wall next to the bed by your room.
In his room, whodunit quietly says to, let's say, his minions, "Well, now, it appears things are about to get interesting after all. Even more so than this mysterious note. If you would, my friends, take position." And with that, he will hold out one hand, gesturing towards the sound. "Yes. Who is come knocking?"
I'll open the door. Well, the secret door.
So a
Hi.
3x3 foot square slides aside, and Cirrus walks in.
What you see is a 5'8" tall white rabbit. Ironically, it appears to be albino, like the elephant woman you just left, except his eyes are not pink, but more of a blood red. He is adorned with a top hat, somewhat garish, almost bardic sort of clothing, long coated, split coated tail, cloak billowing off one side. He has a cane that he's holding in one hand, and while his other hand is gesturing freely at you.
Hey.
Off to one side, there is what appears to be a mechanical cobra within reach of you.
Hey, it's the rabbit with the tricksy hands and the cool card tricks.
Oh, are you familiar with my work? I am trying to become the greatest magician and entertainer known in these lands. This place is a good place to start. This Waterdeep is a city of splendors, I hear.
I can't say I'm familiar with your work. I saw you last night messing with the cards and the coins. Kind of neat.
Oh, it is a minor thing. I have many more tricks I can do.
Can I presume you found a mysterious note stuck to your wall with a dagger?
He steps slightly aside and gestures, and you see that the note is still stuck in his door. He's left it in place.
Yeah. You're the fifth.
The fifth. So the
Interesting.
Lord's Alliance has contacted you as well, man in the walls.
Yes, Cirrus, by the way.
Yeah.
Little surprised. I don't think the Lord's Alliance really wanted me so much as my friends, and they thought I would tag along. But
Well, they seem to be interested in myself as well. I have been lucky enough to perform, I presume, for perhaps one of them. They have they seek out the new acts and diversions and entertainments, the idle rich and all of that. But I will take their coin. I will take their coin. Well, certain.
pretty much, so far I've met one of them that was pretty cool, and about 5 that I could throw in a river.
That sounds about right for aristocracy, I would say. I have known a few in my time, and they are not always so pleasant. Some are literal bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
As the two of you are talking, you hear the usual gonging.
If I can interject for a moment, Nim.
Yeah.
I forgot some notable features that you also do see, Cirrus, is that now that you've had a chance to look at him as you're sitting there having this conversation, while he has not yet dropped his hand, the hand that's holding the cane appears to be artificial, having only 3 fingers and a thumb, and he is missing his left hand has been replaced. Also, his left leg has the approximation of kind of like those modern, not a peg leg, but one of those modern kind of like running legs, but done up semi-medieval style. It looks like it would add the sort of spring to your step that you would expect of somebody who had like a lagomorph sort of leg basis. And he has a monocle over his left eye, so looks like something might have happened to his left side.
You appear very interesting.
Well, thank you. That is part of my charm, I like to think. I have led an interesting life. Maybe too
Imagine.
interesting.
Well, we know why you're.
I find you interesting because you are a man coming out of my wall. That is not happening every day.
You'd be surprised how many conversations start that way. However, I don't usually knock.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
I have known such as you. Yes, it is a profession. I shall put it that way.
As you finish talking, you hear the single bell that's usually rung down here by the docks to indicate that it is 1/4 past the hour, which means it is 45 minutes until the hour of deep night. When
Given that Sirius is knocked, I will finally drop my hand, and I will not blast him into smithereens.
I am sure that Cirrus is perfectly grateful for that, as am I.
So now each of you has an opening in your room, and Cirrus has gone by. What are Bjorn, Illuthria, and Buja doing while the two of them are talking? Are you just waiting in your rooms, or?
No, I'm going after Cirrus because I think that we need to get out of here and address this quickly because we have little time.
Bjorn was hoping that we were going to stay the night because I've been drinking already.
Yeah, it's like, well, glory may very well await you if we find out what this is.
Let's do it.
It's a day ending in wine for Bjorn.
Yes.
All right. Illuthria, did you say you came in this room also? Or were you waiting?
Yeah, I was heading. Yeah, I had my cloak on with the hood up just in case because I didn't know who was in there. It's a cloak of elven kind,
Yeah.
so it basically it's going to be kind of like camouflage. But I take it off when I see who done it.
I'll cock an eyebrow and like, and this is an unusual hotel. I did not realize that they had rooms rented in the walls. How many of you are there?
There aren't
only
rooms
only three of us.
I think it would be best if we
Do you get the
collectively
better rate
didn't
for being in the
mention.
walls?
No,
We are not
I
actually sleeping in the walls.
just
Ah.
found the secret passage that someone used to put these in our rooms.
Yes.
And my recommendation would be that we all return to our rooms and exit through our rooms as if we didn't see them.
I would agree.
As you say that, who done it? You and Cirrus and Illuthria both hear a knock on your door and somebody coughing outside the doors slightly, as if they are embarrassed or trying.
Cirrus will
or they were
close
just
the
woken
wall.
up.
Yeah.
Well then,
Well,
I suppose as this is my room, I should perhaps be the one to open the door. If you two would like to perhaps position yourself in a manner that is advantageous, just in case. Let us not be foolish about things. And
Cirrus
he
will
will-
quietly replace the secret door and then stand behind the actual door.
yeah, I'll keep my my hood up and stay out of sight.
Whodunit will actually take several steps back, so he's not immediately in front of the door. He'll make a little nod, and you'll watch as the door opens by itself.
You see the innkeeper, a rather grizzled half elf who is missing an eye and also missing a leg, but has a peg leg instead, standing there. He was about to knock again, and when the door opens and he sees no one there, he kind of starts in surprise and then looks around, kind of looks at the roof, and he goes,
Just kind of tip my head to him.
"Sorry to disturb you, but it's getting towards deep night, and well, I'm not quite sure how to say this, but people have been hearing sounds in the walls and said that they might have heard voices. And since I was going back and forth across the hallways, I heard voices here. I was wondering if you had heard anything like that."
In that case, I was practicing my act. As I'll produce a deck of cards and start doing like some fancy one-handed card tricks with them. Is a life of a performer. One must always be engaging. But as for the walls, yes, there's something strange going on. I think you have really aggressive rats. Yeah. The place seems to be infested with vermin. It's strange. It's sad to me because this place did come recommended. So I might have to give you a slightly lesser rating.
Do I need to call the watch? Perhaps I go down. They just went by. I heard them ring the bell.
Do we really want to involve the watch for rats? Isn't this? Don't you have a guild for such things? A pest control of some sort?
Have you seen the rats in our sewers?
Oh, in that case, are you looking to hire somebody? Yeah, I'm always up for some coin.
I'm not, unless I've got rats in the walls, and then yes, maybe I am. But I'd probably call the watch first. But I was.
Where they feel Lovecraft.
If
We'll get rid of your rats, and if you don't pay us, we'll take your children.
If you're gonna practice your act, though, can you? It's getting kind of late, and a lot of the people here, they've drunk quite a bit, and they're adventurers, and they get cranky. And I just finished rebuilding the crooked dagger from the last time that people got cranky a couple weeks ago. So
Oh my goodness, what a lively establishment you have!
Yes, well, we're down by the docks, and since I lost my leg and my eye, I can't go out sailing anymore, and so I inherited this inn.
Lost your leg, your eye. I have you beat. I have lost leg, eye, and hand.
Yes, well, it's
I have trumped you.
Well, just wait. The rats will come along, and I'm sure they'll take my hand as well. But
But do not be trying to outdo me. This is my act.
If y'all could calm down, and he kind of looks in and looks at Illuthria and Cirrus and goes,
Cirrus hid.
Well, Illuthria, yeah, they're both hidden.
Okay, he kind of looks around and he's like, "Well, good luck, and try and keep it down a little bit."
Yes, my apologies. I did not mean to disturb the other residents. I will keep it down, as you said. It is late enough anyway for going to bed. Yes.
Yes, this is an adventurer's inn. We're used to comings and goings, so don't mind, too much. But I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. You can't be too careful with the rumors going around nowadays. He kind of looks around again.
No, it's fine. It's not as if people are crawling out of my walls and talking to me or anything of that nature.
Well, that's good to know. The only thing that could be worse than that would be the rats coming up out of the sewers. You never know.
I can manage them.
You never know what the black staff is cooking up around here. Anyway, something could happen. So.
Oh yes, great magician, powerful wizard.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to be going then. Yeah. you make sure that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go, and
Right,
then he
no.
kind of wanders off.
Take care of that hand. Don't lose it too.
Yes,
I cannot have competition.
he kind of wanders down the hallway, and a half-orc fighter sticks his head out and he goes, "What's going on?" He's like, "Go back to sleep," and he keeps going. So
Once he leaves the space, there's like another little nod, and the door closes again.
Yeah, we can come out of hiding after that.
Yeah, Mr. Hiss,
I-
if you would, and like the mechanical snake slithers over to him. He like reaches down, and it makes its way up the cane, up his arm to rest on his shoulders. This intricate piece of artifice in the form of a cobra.
That's pretty cool.
This is
An
Mr. Hiss.
interesting companion.
Indeed, I made him with my own, well, one hand, two sort of.
Well, we are running out of time. If we wish to deal with this person that sent us our notes, I would suggest we find a discreet exit.
I say we exit through our respective rooms, and I will replace the doors accordingly.
Yeah, let's do that. And I can go and grab Bjorn on the way out.
Oh, is he living in the walls as well?
He is in an adjoining room.
He's been drinking. Who knows?
Although, yeah, I guess with that much alcohol, who knows?
It sounds like my kind of fellow.
And Cirrus will quietly inform Boja on the way through that if she wishes to join us, the five of us will be exiting through our rooms.
Yeah, I tell Bjorn what's up and let him know that we're meeting up with Cirrus outside.
So have you guys decided to go ahead and make your way to the alley together?
Hold
or
on.
separately?
Did Boja have anything to say there? I know there's a delay there. I didn't hear
Yeah.
you say anything.
I didn't hear her say anything in the hallway there.
Okay.
Jen, did you have anything to add once you get the message? Jennifer?
No, just go ahead.
Not this time.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
I just.
So I
wanted
guess
to-
we move forward.
I don't have anything to add.
Cool. So
Let's see. I'm going to mute myself for a second here. Oh, you guys continue. I was just muting myself. Sorry, I was muttering.
okay. So a little bit of time goes by where you get yourself all
Yes.
organized. Yep. Do you guys decide to go separately or together? You think?
I'm stumbling behind Illuthria.
Okay.
I'm kind of leaning towards going separately, just because we don't necessarily want whoever it is to know that we're together.
Okay.
I mean, the Lord's Alliance knows that we're registered, but we
Yeah,
can go
but they don't know that
separately.
we talk to each other.
True.
I'm kind of thinking that's an ace in the hole that we could use. Especially if it turns out to be a trap.
So you're able to
course
get
it's
your
a
things together, and get dressed, and you find you have about 15 minutes to make your way down to the
Doc?
the alley down by the dock. Do you wish to try and go clandestinely, or are you just going to go ahead and go through the streets in the middle of the evening? How do you wish-
Clandestinely.
Definitely clandestinely and with it up.
I'm sorry.
Bjorn
Did,
will do his best to be quiet.
Okay.
now, were we? I'm not talking to you, sweetheart. Were we going together as a group? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
No, they had decided they wanted to go separately, so they wouldn't
Okay.
give it away. So
Yeah. Yeah, we tell you that's what we're doing.
And that was my stealth roll to make it.
yeah, nobody sees you even leave the inn. So
Yeah.
Sears slips out of the inn without any problems at all, and nobody sees him go. Bjorn, you want to go ahead and give me a roll for stealth, as well as Illuthria and Jeff and Boja?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
so-
not going to be stealthing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am
I have the hood on,
going,
so I get an advantage.
I am going in style. I took some of the money that you allowed me to have, and I actually bought a mount.
Okay.
I got 19 stealth.
Nice.
Uh,
Bjorn.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Bjorn drunkenly leaves the inn, managed to get out, and moves surprisingly stealthy for a big drunk man down the road, blending into the fog and darkness of the Waterhavian night as he moves.
Call me Drunken Master.
Yes. Meanwhile, who done it? How are you going along?
I am riding down the middle of a street on a camel.
Oh, man. So you summon the stable boy, and he comes out and he leads the camel, and he's kind of rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. He's like, "Sir, you want your mount now?"
Absolutely. Did I stutter? I do not think I did so.
It's kind of late. It's almost dark night.
It is, and I have places to go and things to do. So, is this not a full-service place? Come now, boy. Chop, chop. Be quick about it.
Well, here's your mount, sir. And
Yeah,
he hands
Clear
you the rein.
I'll throw him a gold piece.
He held his hand out, and he's like, "A gold. You can have your mount whenever you want, Governor." And he takes off.
Absolutely. Now we have an understanding. We have detente.
He's like, you see him go back in, and the other stable boys are looking, and he holds up a gold piece, and one of the kid takes a swing at him, and he ducks under it and dodges into his bed.
Yeah, he's spry, that one. I like him.
Illuthria, how do you want to proceed?
Yes, clandestinely with hood up.
You want to give me a stealth check?
You did.
Yeah, I did. And keep in mind, I have advantage because I have the cloak on.
All right.
You got 15, I think.
Yeah.
So you two are able to slip out into the night. You're not quite as stealthily as Cirrus and surprisingly Bjorn as well. But no one's paying you too much attention. And, you know, it's not that unusual for people to be coming in and out of the Crooked Dagger even this late at night. And so you're quickly able to blend into the mist and make your way towards in the same direction that these other people are. And most people who are out in the evening are looking at the rabbit riding on the camel anyway, so they're not noticing much of what's going on at all. So what about Buja, Jen? Is she able to make a roll? Or
all right, she's currently she's had to step out. I've given her a suggestion of trying to connect through StreamYard through her phone and see if that's going to clear up the issues, and just use the computer for doing the roll 20. So she'll be back when she can.
Okay. So I'm going to make, which just
her dexterity is a flat 10.
Yeah.
If you want to make a roll.
Yeah. I don't think that she's going to be very sneaky.
And I don't know why it's rolling advantage, but there it is. So Rusha goes out and she decides she doesn't want to draw a whole lot of attention to herself, but it doesn't really work. Once again, though, whodunit on his camel has managed to soak up any attention that there might be. And so even though she's out there and she's kind of clomping around and the ground is shaking a little bit as she walks, nobody is paying that much attention because they're more interested in the rabbit riding the camel down the street of Silk here, going down towards the docks and away from the Crooked Dagger. I
will actually wave to any drunken passerbys who see me. Is like, don't worry, you're just very drunk.
So the whole group makes their separate ways down the what is called the Street of Silk here in the dock, away from the Crooked Dagger, and eventually you find yourself at the Alley of the Eel, which is behind a number of warehouses and fisheries down here in the Waterhavian docks. The fog is thick here, and there are several entrances into the alley. There's one to the north, one to the south, and then several side entrances from the east and west. Do you all want to try and go into the alley together, or would you prefer to go separately via separate entrances?
If the rabbit's riding his camel into the alley, Cirrus will stop at the entrance to the alley and see what happens.
I was thinking that since the rabbit is attracting so much attention, he would be a great diversion, and we could kind of sneak in the other way.
Okay.
I expect nothing less, and besides, I have no idea where the others are, so I just ride my camel in. I was going to go this way anyway.
And I'm kind of thinking Boja's going to have to go with you too, Jeff, because she's not going to hide at all.
Can Bjorn see who done it on the camel?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody
Well,
can see
two
who done
of
it on the
them.
panel.
All right. I've been in a lot of wild places, and I've seen some crazy animals. But in
Cirrus
none
is
of my
going.
days has I ever seen a rabbit on a camel. Are you guys seeing this? Am I drunk? Am I seeing things?
Cirrus is going to psychically
Right.
link with Bjorn and Illuthria, and to Bjorn say, 1, yes, you're drunk. 2, yes, the humanoid rabbit is riding a camel.
Now, can I hear
Both
Bjorn
can be
saying
true.
this? Is he saying this loud enough for me to hear? I mean, I do have. Oh wait, that's right. I don't have that feature because of something else. But are you saying it loud enough for somebody to hear? Are you doing your drunk whisper?
I did not attempt to be quiet.
And I kind of like looking Bjorn's direction, like, no, I am absolutely not here. You are incredibly, incredibly drunk, my friend.
Psychically, yes, you're drunk, but he is in fact there. His name is Whodunit. He has a
Okay.
mechanical cobra. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have got to
You're
go
not
back
that
to
drunk,
that
Bjorn.
tavern and drink again. They've got good stuff.
And y'all are correct. Boja would blindly follow the camel. She would not think stealthing.
Yeah.
So now Bjorn sees a rabbit on a camel. Then this elephant chick walks by.
Make way for Prince Ali. No.
Oh God! Thank God you didn't make her pink.
Everybody, give me a perception check, please.
Or that she could fly.
Okay. I think I do have advantage on this because I have the Sentinel Shield, so that's 5 points.
All right, let's see.
19, baby.
Okay, 19.
Why does it keep rolling advantage? What the heck?
I think there's a setting that you could use. I don't know what it is. Greg, do you know what it is?
Yeah,
It's on the
Greg.
character sheet to the right of core, bio, spells, and then there's a little cog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's under cog. Okay.
And then
If you look down, you see roll queries. You can do advantage toggle, which will put a button on your sheet, or query advantage, which will ask you every time.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, let's see.
And then you could, yeah, the same options for whisper, which will roll just to the GM.
Okay, core bio spells. There we go. Let's see.
And also make sure
Oh,
auto damage
always
roll
roll,
is
okay.
on. Don't auto roll
Okay,
damage.
query advantage. Okay. Well, I had the advantage the last couple of things, so that's not going to affect my results.
Let's see.
So,
Where'd you
all
say
right.
it was in this part of it, Greg? After I hit the little gear.
I saw it. I can do it for you real quick.
Okay, yeah. If you can, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let me get it for you.
Because if we're gonna roll like that, I will just automatically take the best roll all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's gonna give it to me.
Let me do it for Jen as well, real
Okay.
quick.
Okay, so let me make a legitimate roll.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick.
Oh, okay.
There we go. It should be fixed for both of you now.
All right.
All right. All right. I fixed mine. So.
All right. Let me see. Do a legitimate roll. Let's see. Perception. Did it roll anything? It didn't roll anything.
It should put up a thing now. It says query, where it asks you if you want to roll with advantage or normal.
Yeah.
Okay,
just
I
answer.
don't-
Yeah, just pick whichever one is right.
I actually do not see that anywhere. Maybe my character sheet's covering everything.
Oh,
All right.
You got to
Jen.
put your character sheet down. It's going to show
Yeah,
up
it's on the main
screen.
roll 20 page.
Yeah, it'll show on the main roll 20 page. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
You can also switch it to a toggle that'll put buttons on your character sheet that say advantage, normal, disadvantage, and you can choose on your sheet before rolling.
All right, let's do that.
If you do toggle instead of query, it'll do it that way.
All right, I put an
Okay.
advantage toggle for you. So,
Oh, that's
There you go.
crappy.
so
Well, I saw the query thing, but I don't see like the. I know, like when I was playing like on Foundry, they had like all the controls off to the side, so I wouldn't have to bring up the sheet all the time.
okay. Well, unbelievably, the drunk barbarian and Cirrus, you both hear a slight thud and a groan as if somebody might be in pain, and then you think you hear somebody fall to the ground from further into the mist further up into the alley.
Damn it. All right, I will try to sneakily approach whatever the hell just happened in the alley.
Ouch.
That failed. Hi. Oh wait, there's no critical fail on skill checks.
No. Or can there be?
So I actually got a 20.
What so you do suddenly become stealthy and move stealthily. Do you let anybody else know what is going on besides Bjorn?
I let Bjorn and Illuthria know what I heard and what I'm doing.
What about your friends on the camel and Bouja?
I don't have a
who are
psychic
cooperating
connection
with-
to them.
Okay.
It's Boja, not Bouja.
Boja. God. Bouja. Bougie. Boja.
Bouja.
Jen and Jeff, you want to give me
Bo.
why don't you give me another perception check to see if you notice that the three other people are starting to move stealthily into the, they've suddenly become very cautious as they're moving into the alley.
Right on. 8. That's why I didn't go back to that.
I swear I got to invest stock in Tylenol.
Okay, it's going to be very slow. It's not taking me back to my...
No worries.
For some reason, it's not bringing up my thing.
I changed it so that it should have it just on there as advantage, normal, disadvantage. On the
Well,
top
I was looking for my attribute so I could roll my perception.
If you just click on your perception skill, it'll roll it.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I cannot find my perception skill. My sheet has. Oh, now it's normal, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
There seems to be a bit of
that.
lag here.
Yep.
They're rolling against a 20 now. If they're rolling against me.
Okay. Well, you
Not
got
likely.
Illuthria there too as well. So I'm going to say, even though you may have difficulty seeing them, you do notice that the three other people who that are moving into the alley that you previously had met, both Boja and Whodunit, notice that they are moving much more cautiously and warily now for some reason.
Illuthria or Bjorn, do one of you two want to let the two others that showed up know what's going on? I want to find out what's going on up here. That was
I think I can do that because I'm probably going to attract the least amount of attention. So I'll do that.
All right. For my part, Nim, I'm going to telepathically communicate with my familiar. And I'm going to tell him, Mr. Simeon, if you would, please follow our friends. Let's see that they do not get in trouble, and perhaps they are not going to cause trouble for us, eh? And
So
I will continue towards the destination like I don't realize anything's going on, but my invisible familiar is tracking the group.
Okay. So you continue going into the mists. The mist keeps getting darker, the fog darker, and then as you're
I'm staying low to the ground.
Yeah.
As you're moving in, all of you kind of tracking at the same time, all of you notice a still form on the ground and a pool of blood spreading rapidly away from them.
I'm guessing that may be our contact.
Bjorn and Illuthria here. He was like that when I got here.
Don't worry, I don't think you could have done it.
My knives don't bleed anyway.
I know who done it.
Those
you.
go to
You
see
done it.
if he's still alive.
Yeah, let's
Might be a
check
good
the
idea.
bleeding body. First,
You-
what type of being is it?
As you get closer, you notice it is a dwarf, but he's clad completely in a very fine merchant's clothes. Very fine merchant's clothes. We're talking very expensive, to include silk boots, a silk hat, silk shirts, and silk gloves embroidered with golds and gems embroidered into the fingers of the gloves.
Well,
It looks like he's been stabbed at least once somewhere in the chest or stomach region, and he's slumped over holding it and not holding that area and not moving.
Does he look like he's dead, or is he just out, or?
Without going up to him, you couldn't tell. He's just not moving right now. But the blood is pooling out from him, and it looks like he has been seriously injured one way or the other. So,
All right, I guess we'll have to go up and check him. Miss Boja, if you would kind to assist us, that would be appreciated.
I will bend down and cast cure. Is he alive?
I was gonna check.
As you bend
do a
down to
medicine
check, yeah, go ahead and give me. Well, you know what? You can give me a medicine check, but
Yeah. Well, it fails anyway.
no, it was really easy. He is dead. His body is already starting to get cold for some reason.
right.
Even though the thud only happened maybe 4 minutes ago, his body is already starting to take on an icy pallor, and he is quite dead.
All right. I'm gonna check his fingers. Is he wearing any signet rings?
No, he is not.
He
However,
won't be needing those jewel gloves, though.
Yeah, I was looking for like a Lord Alliance ring or some kind of symbol.
Is there still a blade in his chest?
No.
What the hell stabbed him?
When
But
you
seriously, he won't be needing the jewel gloves.
That's a rogue, baby. That's a rogue.
as you
What
take
jewel gloves?
as you take the jewel gloves off, you do notice that he has what looks like a signet ring, but it is tattooed onto the right ring finger.
Because he was wearing it for a long time.
No, it's an actual tattoo on his right ring finger,
Okay.
but it looks like a signet. So,
What is? Do I recognize the emblem on the signet?
all of the previous members of the Lord's Alliance would definitely recognize it. It is the symbol of Mirabar.
Interesting.
Oh,
Huh. He's
we know
come
that
a long
one.
way then.
Mirabar.
Yeah, so apparently
Crap.
he was affiliated with the Lord's Alliance and he was a member of Mirabar. So whoever wanted him dead, he must have been silenced for some reason.
Well, he was a member of the Lord's Alliance, and he was associated with Mirabar. Lots of people probably want him dead. I'm not
Maybe
really fond of
Do
him.
we want
I
to bring
just
this to
met
the
him.
city watch? I mean, the man's
To be
dead.
fair, I don't really like him just because he wears silk boots.
DM,
Yes.
if I don't hear back from my familiar in a short order, I'll just ask him to mentally relay to me what he's seeing and hearing.
He dutifully tells you that there is a dead dwarf here, and he gives you some idea of what they're talking about. You hear them mentioning Mirabar, and also that something about the Lord's Alliance. But it appears that someone has died in the middle of this alley, and now the three other people that you were around before or that came with you here are investigating what's going on.
Right, because I was currently still going towards our assigned meeting place, right?
Well, actually, he is standing where you were supposed to meet, or he is lying where you were supposed to meet.
I need to investigate him. Check his
So
pockets.
the dead guy is where we were supposed to meet?
Yes, he is in the exact spot that
Okay.
was mapped where you were supposed to meet somebody.
Okay, I thought they saw something off to the side and were going off, and I was just still playing distraction. All right.
No, this is exactly where you all were heading, and this person, whoever it is lying in the approximate spot that somebody had asked you to meet them there.
All right. If that's the case, like we can retcon that because I would have. Okay, if everybody's going this way and this is where we're supposed to meet, I would have gone along with everybody else.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry, everyone.
investigating his body and the area around it.
Well met.
Did you give me an investigation check?
25.
Yeah.
Let me know if it needs to be higher.
You investigate. You notice several things that are mysterious. You do notice a slight, very slight, dripping of blood, like blood drops, heading deeper into the mist and out of the alley in the opposite direction you went from, almost as though somebody had stabbed them and then there was blood dripping from some sort of weapon or something as they walked that way. You also notice that there's a slight scuff mark as if someone has stepped in the blood and gone that direction as well. As you investigate the body, the wound is expertly done, hitting the exact spot it would take to kill somebody almost instantaneously if they weren't able to defend themselves. The man was struck with what looks like some sort of small bladed weapon and dead within seconds and slumped down, or the dwarf.
It was a professional hit job.
Nice trade craft.
Another question, DM.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do these mists? They seem natural. There's nothing odd about them. Because I've had bad experiences with mists.
You can give me an Arcana check, but just from looking at it, it looks normal. You can't tell anything out of the ordinary just from looking at it. But maybe going into your memories, you might be able to find out more. But
yeah, you know what? I'm going to do an Arcana check just out of a sense of PTSD.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll do that because when it comes to mists and blood, that's not something he's too fond of.
Yeah. Speaking of blood, I think we're gonna have to follow that trail.
Well, everybody else has been investigating. Boja is praying for the departed soul.
Bjorn
Illuthria
is
will
looking
genuinely
at
not.
whodunit's leg, and he wonders if he was unlucky before or after he lost it.
Like praying for his soul to go to Dumathoin.
you feel your prayers being lifted up for the soul of this creature, and you definitely feel like he died badly. You get this sense. You're not sure why you know it, but you felt it before around certain creatures that somehow or another this man's soul is not at rest because of the way he died as you're praying for him. Meanwhile, Whodunit is looking into the mist. You have this sneaking suspicion that there may be something more to this mist, but you can't put your finger on it. You're not quite sure what is going on.
If we had Karlsruhe around, he could cast Speak with Dead.
Because that went so well last time.
Yeah, but the guy hated us. This guy, I don't think
Eat
does.
my ass.
Like without looking away from the mist, is the large lady, is she not a priestess? She's praying, or is that just your habit? Yeah. Maybe you'll speak with dead, perhaps. Yes. I feel unwell about this situation. I am not so happy to find dead man in the mists here. Feels off.
As you were speaking, and Cirrus continues to investigate the body, you find a number of documents on the body. They are blood soaked, or they have blood on them, but they're still legible. He was carrying them in one of the pockets, the inside pockets of his coat. He also had a sack of coin on him inside of his coat as well. And you notice that he has been killed in a rather seedy part of town, and yet these documents and the coin are still there.
Perhaps he meant to pay us with that.
Illuthria, maybe you can take a look at the documents. I'm going to go see if I can check out this trail real quick. Respectfully, can we keep the camel, and the people with the loud feet here? And if you send your mechanical snake with me again, please just let me know next time. That's kind of rude.
No, it wasn't the mechanical snake.
Yeah.
That's still on me.
Well, it was invisible.
Okay.
I was winging a guess.
Right. Yeah. I'll check the documents.
Now the mechanical snake is not invisible. It is it's a homunculus for meta knowledge. but I do have an invisible familiar as part of my pact as a warlock.
You're pact of the
Pact of the chain.
Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
chain. Yeah.
So let me go back.
But you sent something to trail me without letting me know.
But of course, we just met. And you came out of my wall. It's very strange, you must admit.
I knocked.
Yes, you knocked, and that is why I did not shoot.
That would.
I
not
think a
have
certain
gone
amount
well.
of caution is not unwarranted on both
I would say,
sides.
let us call it professional courtesy and
Let's
continue. with
focus
our
on the matter of hand.
Yes, indeed.
So
Did the
we've
people
got
of Waterdeep betray some pirates?
I feel like that was directed at me for some reason.
we've got a
I'm gonna
number
go-
of people
After
doing
Boja
different
finishes her
things.
prayer,
Yep.
she will look at the rabbit and go, "It is an ability I possess. However, I had not prepared that for this day."
I know something about preparation when it comes to fantastical abilities. I understand, my lady.
Okay. I'm going to go to. Let's go to the documents next, and then with
Yeah.
Steve, and then
Mystery.
Greg. If you want to keep following, we will do you after that.
All right, yeah, I'll step away for just a moment while you do the document
Okay.
thing.
What about you, Bjorn?
Yeah.
What are you up to? You sit. You're trying to sober up, or you looking around?
I'm just kind of waiting around, still tripping on the rabbit.
Okay.
As for my part, Mr. Simeon will continue to follow Greg if he can, because he is very stealthy. But I will try and have him do it at an even higher elevation to perhaps elude his wariness.
Okay. So let's go to the documents.
Let's say he's flying 30 feet up.
Steve,
All right.
go ahead and give me a. You could choose either history, insight, or investigation. Any of those three work.
I'll go for history. Why not?
Okay.
I'm hoping it will be like my stats on this are not.
Ouch.
That was not a good. That was not a good roll. No.
Okay.
No.
Once you give me an insight and an investigation check as well. There are three different things that you could take away from this.
Okay. So I might get luckier on the other two. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Insight. That might possibly work because that's a 3. Oh God!
God damn.
And investigation, I it's like I have a 0 in investigation. I'm not expecting a lot from that.
Okay.
It would be funny if this one's a 20 or
Which
something.
means you're going to roll 20.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God!
All right. So you start going through the documents, and there's a lot of references in these documents to various historical treaties and stuff like that. You are able to make a little bit out in that it is because it's talking about Wave Echo Cave and the Spellforge and an agreement. It's just like a historical description of the Phandalin 5 and various people agreeing on who is going to control the Spellforge and things like that. But you're not quite sure exactly what all of that was supposed to mean. Just that there are various mentions in there. You try and get some insight into, the legalese and the political speak here, but it just escapes your grasp. It's Dwarven politics, it's surface politics. You're not able to really get a good handle on what exactly is going on. But as you're going through the documents, you notice you had seen that there, unless Cirrus managed to pocket it before everybody was looking around, that there was a pouch of coin there, and there's mention of hiring an adventuring group to look into the disappearance of some trade caravan that was supposed to go from Mirabar into Phandalin, then on into the Spellforge, and then from there to make their way to Waterdeep. And that there's mention that this caravan checked in at the various points along the route at Phandalin, at the Spellforge, but somewhere between the Spellforge and Waterdeep, it disappeared. And there are the last time that anybody had seen this caravan had been somewhere to the north of Waterdeep around a place called Amphail.
So everything begins to come together. So I explain everything that's in the documents to everybody as best I can. That all of this is connected to the Spellforge. Apparently, they knew who we all were, and perhaps they were looking to find us because this was connected to Phandalin and a shipment from Mirabar that had arrived in Phandalin and was supposed to go to Waterdeep, and apparently it involved something called Amphail. My guess is that perhaps they picked up some weapons from the Spellforge, and then they were waylaid or something.
I think that town is cursed. Maybe chasing off the priests of Timora wasn't the best move.
Yeah. So it begins to seem that this was a legitimate Lord's Alliance interest, and he did a very bad job of hiding himself, and he was silenced.
And
You
yeah,
said it mentioned
I would like to
Phandalin
know.
5. Did it mention
Yes.
anything about myself or who done it?
Yeah, I can check.
I love
So-
having you guys say that name.
As you look through, they make note that the Ranger Karlsruhe had been pulled away by another group, and the name of that group is illegible. You can't make it out. It's been smeared away by blood, but they had been taken away, and that they had their eyes on possible replacements as Selby's. It does mention specifically that Selby's family had manipulated things behind the scenes to get her back into Waterhavian society. And so they had their agents out looking for possible replacements and had located 2 possible replacements in
Boja.
Boja.
Jesus,
Boja.
and who done it. And they were hoping to try and facilitate that they could get the remains of the Phandalin 5.5 and these 2 people to work together to achieve their goals.
Don't worry, Boja.
You can
I
say
am-
Illuthria, but you
I
can't
am-
say
Took
Boja.
everybody.
Yeah,
It
I
took
am
them
not
6
pleased that
weeks
they
to get
did this
steerage
without
right.
involving us. The Lord's Alliance is apparently playing games with us.
I don't
got a
like the
quick
fact
question.
that someone's watching us.
Is there any chance that me or Boja would have heard of the Phandalin 5.5?
You could give me a what would be a good check for that?
History, maybe, or
Yeah, you can give me a history check, or you could give me a yeah. Why don't you give me a history
yeah,
check?
I'll go with history.
There probably would have been some amount of talk
Yeah.
in Waterdeep.
It's like, yeah. We decide our own members. This is the Lord's Alliance taking it upon themselves does not please me.
Surely the people in Waterdeep have heard of Bjorn the Dragon Slayer.
Boja, you want to give me
Well, apparently
history
they have
check
a
as
file
well?
on you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I
okay.
was saying about Bjorn the Bold, so they weren't
So-
getting it from my stuff.
So when Illuthria mentions the Phandalin 5.5 and both Bjorn and Illuthria and Cirrus before he goes and tracks are talking about what's going on with the Lord's Alliance and everything, it both piques your interest. You've been in Waterdeep for a while now, and while it's not highly talked about, there's been some rumor, some mention that a group of adventurers calling themselves the Phandalin 5.5 had risen up in Phandalin and had done some deeds there. That what they had done had reached enough notice that people had casually talked about it and be like, oh yes, another group of adventurers has risen up out in the sticks. I'm sure they'll be dead soon, but it's fine talking about them now. But
I don't think it is.
so you had heard of this group before, among other groups. Not only had you heard of the Phandalin 5.5, but you had also heard about Bagon's Rangers, who met their end from a black pudding infestation in a castle keep not too far south. And then you also heard about the Radagot Twists, who are familiar, who love to be able to go into battle shouting and doing some twisting dancing motion as they were going into battle. And they had all died from a band of kobolds and had been eaten. And then those kobolds were then defeated by some halfling named Burley, who ate the whole clan by himself.
I must say, I have to respect their commitment to performance when they go into battle.
Yes.
You lot here, I have heard of you, but the opinions of you is a little varied. You seem to be You seem to be short. Some people. Did they get
And,
eaten by the black puddings as well, or is that someone else I'm thinking of?
You're probably thinking of somebody else. I'm not aware of actually having fought black puddings.
Illuthria,
well,
your
like I
new
said, you're-
friends. Go ahead.
What?
Well, your legend is, I suppose, only now growing. I did expect a few more people if I was going to run into the 5.5. Although I don't understand how you have half a person.
Math was never our strong suit. Illuthria, your new
Yes.
friends in the Lord's Alliance seem to be paying an awful lot of attention to us.
I have noticed, yes. I'm kind of curious as to why.
But then, why are I and the lady called into service as well? It seems interesting.
It seems as though they had expected that we would be looking for new members, and certainly if you would be interested, we would be happy to consider you, but it really should not have been up to the Lord's Alliance. This is something that should be decided internally by us.
Oh, so if not black puddings, what were they eaten by? I would like to know what my chances are.
Tapioca pudding?
Well,
They're alive and
nobody.
well.
Yeah,
They're
everybody's
going-
alive
They had
and well.
other things to do.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that is good track record. It makes me.
Life happens.
I see.
I'm not sure Selby intended to spend as much time in Phandalin as she did, but
Yes,
I
it
hope
seems
she-
that
I like to think she
Selby's
enjoyed it.
family
Oh, wait.
did not approve of what we've been
You
doing.
said this. You said the small one. This Selby. She's a gnome. Yes.
she's a
Yes.
sorceress supreme.
Ah, yes. I have
Yes.
heard of her.
She helped avert an entire war. I mean, she slew the Thunderboar.
I have learned some of the magic of the Tasha. Yes, I have, and I have learned to. I've studied some of these, and I have learned the magic, the phrases of magic one uses. You might know some words like Avada Kedavra or Hocus Pocus, or my favorite is inspired by Selby, Hiji Hiji Ha. It's a good one. It's most potent.
If you
It is.
if you were really interested, you could try and see if you could make out the faction that Karlsruhe went to through the blood. But you figure it would take quite a bit of work, or either some very good insight, an investigation into looking and trying to make out what the words are, as they've been spoiled by the blood and smudged and everything else.
Illuthria,
Mhm.
what can you carefully stow the papers? Because I think we need to see if we can follow this blood trail.
Yeah, I think
For
so.
now.
Yeah,
I
we're
would
going to
like
have
to
to
try
bring this to the
insight.
attention of the
Okay.
Lord's Alliance and the City Watch, probably.
Go ahead, Jen. Give me an insight check if you want to go ahead and try that.
And also, do you need the papers put someplace very secure?
Yeah.
As you yourself noted.
Sorry about that. Let me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sarah's don't take the gold.
He
I
already
didn't
took the
take
gold
the
gloves.
gold. I took the gloves.
Boja is
Yeah.
kind of looking over the papers and kind of checking them out and kind of tracing it with her hand and looking at it, and she's like, the Emerald Enclave.
Yes.
Yes, they're connected with nature and the defense of it. It seems like the sort of organization Karlsruhe would have joined.
Well, better than the damned Harpers.
Mm.
Oh, that name's down here too.
Of course it is.
Does it mention Sister Gorel?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
And that's funny.
And they
There's also-
still wanted us?
Boja,
Is
they
there
also
a name? Is there the name Jackie Daytona on that list?
no, as a matter of fact.
That is a name of great treachery.
Yes.
However, Cirrus, are you looking at these papers at all?
As long as everyone is, yes. Would you like an investigation check?
Sure.
That would be great.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
21.
Damn, that'll do it.
You notice in the margins some very faint writing that had also been smudged by the blood, but it mentions the name Halia and also says Zentrum with a question mark next to it.
So they've been looking into
Someone's
the
paying
mayor of
very
Phandalin.
close attention to us and Phandalin.
Yes. That's probably why we were recruited.
But what was the bit about Sister Gorel, as long as I'm looking?
Evidently, she is being sent back to Phandalin to reestablish the shrine and her Harper cover because of what is going on in the north now, and she's none too happy about it, evidently.
That
That's
does not
hilarious.
surprise
I
me.
actually recommended that. To Halia, of all people. And
Yeah,
Lord
I
Evan.
was kind of wondering if we would run into her again.
That's awesome.
So,
Okay, anyway, blood.
Yeah, we need to follow the trail.
okay, so if you were going ahead, go ahead and give me a perception check. If everybody is with you, go ahead and give me the check at a disadvantage. So,
Yeah.
15.
So this is a perception check. Yeah. So since I have the shield, that would actually be canceled out.
okay. So you got a 15, Greg? Nope.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Is everybody just
Bjorn
rolling on this?
perceived me.
Um,
We've all been standing here talking. We might as well. There's no stealth
Okay.
involved now.
Sure thing.
all of you working together are able to follow the trail to at various points. One person will lose the trail, another one will pick it up. At some point, it goes up a wall and emerges on the other side of the alley and down the wall, about 20 feet down the alley, as if the person leapt up to obscure their path and then ended up down the alley at another point. And then it meets up down by the dock, and you lose the trail completely as it blends into horse dung and feces and water puddles from everything that's going on down there by the dock, and a whole host of other things.
Hey, did you say the? Let me get a visual of this. The trail came down from the wall or went up the wall?
At one point, it looks like the person or whoever it was had climbed up the wall, and you lost the trail, but then found it again 20 feet further down the alley, as if somebody had climbed down the wall on the opposite side of the alley at that point and continued moving down. But all of this must have been done rather quickly, because it wasn't that long between the time you heard the thud and that you were on the scene and this person disappeared.
Just for shits and giggles,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go and see what's on the roof. And I will do this as if this is like an everyday normal sort of thing. And I will just kind of like step off my candle and put my feet on the wall and literally walk up the wall like Spider-Man.
Okay. So all of you see that as he walks up the wall. Are you walking up the wall where it first disappeared or where it reappeared? The trail.
I'm going to go. If I had seen it, I'd probably gone where it first disappeared and tried to follow it from there.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta ask, is he actually walking up the wall right now?
Don't worry, you're still drunk.
Okay.
Not drunk enough.
But yes.
Go ahead and give me a perception check once you get up on the roof here.
All right.
Chef.
Feet still
With all of our issues with gravity, we could have used somebody that walked up walls.
Yeah, spider climb is quite useful.
All right, you get up there.
Oh, that's not so good.
You don't see anything incredibly out of the ordinary, although even though you really don't think that you did your best job looking around, you do notice that there is a small seat that is cleverly built into the roof of this warehouse, and there are several flagons there that look like somebody was drinking beer up there, and the remains of what looks like pipe smoke up there as well.
So
Bjorn, you've been keeping the cash away from us.
I'll come back down and I'll literally like Chris Angel my way down and like
Mhm.
walk straight back down, and then come back around, like doing this thing. It was most interesting what I found up there. There is a well-hidden chair. It's built into the facade of the roof. Someone apparently uses this place as a post for perhaps observation as well as recreation. Several empty flagons of beer and some ash as if they were smoking a pipe.
Are you sure they're all empty?
I did look just for you.
Okay. Well, thank
Probably
you. I
to
appreciate
watch
that.
over rich and uninformed idiots who think they can blithely walk through dark alleys in Waterdeep to steal from them, but that doesn't seem to be the case this time.
It definitely felt like some sort of lookout, yes.
So the Lord's Alliance wants to pull us back into the Phandalin mess.
Just
Us
for that,
specifically.
Yes.
They're
It seems
keeping
you folks
very
are most
close
popular.
tabs on us, which really isn't surprising, but is desperately annoying.
As you've all been searching, it's been about 10 minutes since you first found the body and have gone through all the stuff. Everyone give me a perception check, please.
Ooh,
All right.
my perception.
Perception with advantage.
21.
Oh man, I'm rolling
18.
my ass right now.
was 23.
Yep.
Rock did Bjorn.
Steve is perceiving the shit out of that.
I was about to say, don't tell me Bjorn just got a 23. He's like, Bjorn sees all.
I have, yeah. It's like I had the Sentinel Shield, so I get it.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you want me to roll for Jen or she?
Jen?
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll for her. Like the cat knocked her phone down.
No problem.
Yeah, you can see her icon's gone.
No. Okay.
Yeah, neither of us see shit.
As you are all looking around, you're doing your investigation. Bjorn, Cirrus, and Illuthria, they all kind of pop up and listen for a second. In the distance, you hear a yell going up and whistles, and Illuthria and Cirrus both keenly hear murder! Murder on the docks! The Phandalin 5.5 are responsible. Find them.
Oh,
And now we've been
bloody
set up.
hell.
We need to get the hell out of here. Are
Now,
you
all
two
of us can
coming?
hear that, right?
Hmm?
All of us can hear that, right?
It's faint and far away. So the only people who heard that,
Okay.
Bjorn heard a shout go up, but Illuthria and Cirrus both clearly heard that they're talking about a murder and that the Phandalin 5.5 had been pinned for it.
All right.
All right. if
Sirius,
Bjorn
let him
we
know.
heard-
Let Bjorn know telepathically what's going on.
Who done it?
Okay.
Boja. The three of us have just been framed for the murder of that dwarf. I think
course we
we
have.
need to get the hell away now. You will probably be tied up into it if you were seen with us. So if you want to flee with us, I wouldn't object.
I do not think fleeing our part would be so good as it has implication. However, are you planning on going back to the inn?
I'm going to the place.
That'd be the
mentioned
first
in
place
that
they'd
note.
look.
I'm
Where-
leaving Waterdeep and going to Andalfall, and I'm sure as hell not going into that alley to face a trumped-up murder charge.
No, not. I have no intention of doing that. But perhaps I can steer people in the wrong direction for you, and then meet you later.
If you can, more praise to you.
Yes, indeed, I will do this for you.
That seems wise.
If you would, somebody, please take my camel with him. Oh no, wait. I suppose I have to reveal some secrets. Hey, Mr. Simeon, if you would. And as you look, a winged monkey materializes on the back of the camel. He's dressed with like a little fez hat and a little suit, and he's like a really creepy monkey, like the kind with the jang jang symbols. He looks like one of those. Like you think Wizard of Oz meets the creepy little jang jang monkeys. He looks really strange and weird and freaky.
Is he a funky monkey?
Yeah. You go along with these fellows here, and you take care of Mr. Hump and Mr. Hiss. And he like lets the mechanical cobra go with him as well. And you can let me know, Mr. Simeon, when you are all safe, and I will follow you presently. And with that, he will cast Disguise Self and transform into the resemblance of one of the City Watch.
Whoa.
Good.
That is a useful trick.
Tell him we were seen fleeing back to the inn, please.
It shall be so.
Mhm.
Take care of my pets, if you will. Keep them safe.
Mhm.
I will
What-
come with you. I have all that I need upon me. I have no need to return to the inn.
Sounds
So
good.
you're going to go out into the wilds then?
I will go with the Phandalin
Boja,
5.
Okay.
you'll be safe if you come with us. We'll promise you that much.
Yeah, that is wise. There's strength in numbers.
Yes.
And we may need
And
your
I don't
assistance,
like
too.
the fact that you got caught up in our mess, so
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll at least see you clear of it.
For
The
those
truth will
people
set all
who
of
are
us free in the end.
the people who are going to leave Waterdeep, go ahead and give me
What?
an insight check or a history check to see if you can figure out the best way to leave the city, since you're not that familiar with it.
All right.
No, but I do have contacts all over it if that comes into play.
Sure, I'll give you advantage.
I have the Thieves Guild. Oh, wait. Let me get my
Okay,
advantage.
we got it.
I can't wait to see him try and squeeze a camel into some like little thieves' hidey hole.
Yeah, shit. I guess you guys did.
Would it really be
Wow.
that much harder than getting Boja in?
Fair point.
Yeah.
Thieves come in all shapes. We know how to move.
Well, just from those two rolls, you guys know, you quickly figure out that most of the action is coming from the north, and that there is a water gate, hence the name Waterdeep, that you could get out of the south that is lightly defended, and that the time it takes for a message to flow across the city is relatively slow unless they are using magical means, in which case you might be in trouble. So you decide to head south as quickly as possible to get out the water gate and get out of Waterdeep itself, and then make your way to the north.
Makes sense to me.
Works for me.
Go ahead and give me, you guys can choose whoever you want to roll for the group, but I just need 3 stealth checks.
And they are
Cirrus.
all at plus 10.
Oh, yes.
36.
Okay.
This
Give me
is
2
my
more.
Nightcaller armor. Now,
Yep.
everyone
Path without
around
a trace,
Cirrus,
baby.
everyone
And
without, everyone around Cirrus notices it suddenly gets very quiet and kind of dim.
Go ahead and give me 2 more.
26.
Cool.
Okay.
As you guys
Yeah,
are
I
like
get-
running off, like you'll hear like,
I've got advantage because I got the cloak.
hey, Sirius, as you guys are sneaking off, like you can actually hear the rabbit go like, that was an impressive trick.
As actually, who done it? Give me a perception check as you see them wander off.
All right,
Or run off.
perception. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Awesome.
As they begin to run off in the direction, you see that Cirrus extends the cloak around him, and a black mist surrounds everybody, and their sounds are muffled, their forms dim, and they disappear into the mist that's around Waterdeep and are soon gone. You presume that they'll be out of the city soon. What you realize, watching them go, is that there was a similar effect in the alley.
Ah.
Gotcha.
When,
Pass without trace.
Yes, indeed. This will become important information when I reconnect with the Phandalin 5.5 minus 2.5, maybe? I don't know.
As we're
figured
moving
it out.
out,
Yeah, it'd be nice to know what's going to become of Droop, but I guess we'll find out when we get back to Phandalin.
Mhm.
And physically.
as we're moving
Yes.
out
And
of the
Myrna.
city, just out of courtesy, I'm going to extend my psychic link to Boja because I have 3 people, and say, Boja, this is Cirrus. This is an ability I have. This is psychic. We're within the field of my armor right now. It's effectively passing without trace. So stay close to me, and we can get out of the city.
I will follow. I am familiar with the psychic from people at the monastery.
Okay. Then you know that I can't actually hear anything you don't want me to hear. This is just communication. I don't want you to think I'm intruding.
I have nothing to hide.
So you all move quickly and get out the water gate, jumping onto a barge that's going out into the city, or out from the city, transporting trash and other materials. You find yourself outside the gates and begin making your way to a rendezvous point, which I assume you had set up with Whodunit. So I'm going to go back to Whodunit, if that's cool.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So I will, if they gave me an indication which way to go, all right, I think I'm just going to go, since they said that we've been set up. I will infer that somebody's discovered the body, and I will go running in that direction like any good guard would.
Okay. As you get closer to the alley, you see that the alley is now filled with torchlight, and there are numerous guards gathered around the body. They're picking them up, all of them talking amongst each other like, who is it? Who is it? It's Master Ravenchi. Master Ravenci's been killed. The guild master from Mirabar has been murdered by adventurers. And they're all gathered around the body and looking and trying to do their own investigations, but there's so many people that they've already trampled on most of what had been around there anyway, and they can't.
So I'm going to be like the guy who's like trying to get on the crowd, like, oh, murder, adventurers. Like, do we have any idea who did it?
Yes, an eyewitness came forward, but then now they've disappeared. But somebody came into one of the posts further north, up by the in the tavern district, and wandered in. They were bloodied and stumbling, and said that they had seen, they said in their haste to get away, they had fallen down and hurt themselves, but they had seen 3 people surround this man and stab them, and they were supported by, I hesitate to even say this, some sort of elephant creature and a rabbit creature. But they killed this man, and then when they noticed that they were seen, evident they were going to rob him, they ran off. But you could see they got some of it. The gloves are missing.
If it wasn't for the murder, I'd say you were drunk, sir. But like a rabbit and an elephant creature. But do we have any idea who they might be? Did anyone recognize them?
Yes. From the description, I mean, there aren't many parties that travel with the drow nowadays. It must be the Phandalin 5.5, or at least what's left of them.
I've heard of them. And, I did see a group that it was hard to see. They were in the shadows. They're very, very stealthy, and they were heading back in the direction of the inn. Maybe they have valuables there that they need to collect before they can flee. We should direct all our attention there. Get all the forces, head them off before they. Which gate might they be quickly going out of if that's the direction they're heading in?
Oh, the Crooked Dagger. That means they're going towards the high road.
Yes, the high road.
Stop them there quickly. Let's go. And they take off. Make sure you stay here and categorize what's on the body. They've already stolen the famous Ravenchi gloves. Those things are priceless.
Oh no, not the gloves! Their whole heads will roll for this. I'm gonna take out like the appearance of like a paper and start like jotting stuff down.
So can I just say I love the enormous smile on Greg's face right now.
I will also add that these guardsmen are so stupid.
I'll take out these little pieces of parchment and like these little triangles you see at the cops, like Mark drops of blood with them. And as soon as everybody's gone, I'm gonna head out.
Most of the guards began running, and you hear the shout go up to the Crooked Dagger. Quickly, arrest all the adventurers there. Question them all. Who knows what's going on?
Who done it? I wonder.
Who done it? I knew that was coming.
So you were able to get away. I mean, it's pure madness and chaos right now. People are running around like crazy. You do.
Or they're idiots.
As you begin moving in the general direction of the companions did, you hear the news is spreading across Waterdeep. And there's all sorts of theories. It's already changed. Some people have said that a vampire attacked somebody in the dock district. Another is saying someone was turned to stone by by a Medusa. Others people are saying that Kelvin Blackstaff has come back and has eaten somebody. I mean, the rumors are just getting out of control, and hysteria is taking the city.
This place is beginning to remind me very much of Barovia.
What's a good album to take the city?
At the mention of the word vampire, I will actually involuntarily shudder, in spite of myself. But I've got this guise for an hour, so I will just look like any of the other guards running around, and I will use that to make my way out of the city.
Okay.
And just looking like I'm purposely charging, off doing things, and that's how I'll play my evasion.
Eventually, you're able to get out of the city, and even you can let people would let you know, or you can tell by the direction people are going that there's a gate that direction, and you find your way to the same water gate eventually, and get yourself out of the city, and meet up with your companions who are holed up. Probably a couple miles outside the city. Hidden in darkness, waiting for you.
Yeah, when I'm outside of the city, when I'm outside of urban areas, I will drop the guys so I don't accidentally get stabbed by my new companions.
I'm just assuming he can find us since his winged monkey came.
Right.
Mr. Simeon. I don't know if that's accurate. Seriously, just assuming it.
Mr. Simeon, Mr. Hiss, and Mr. Hump.
Well, for role-playing purposes, we're going to say he finds you. So,
yeah.
I have a telepathic connection with my familiar.
How long has it been? Has Bjorn had enough time to sober up?
It has now been. It takes him quite a while to get out with the hordes and everything in the city. I mean, he was able to get out, but then he's got to find you telepathically with everything that's going on, and trying to stay hidden because more and more people are streaming out of the city. The guard has started to come out of the city. It is now probably about 2 hours before dawn. It's been about 3 or 4 hours since you first discovered the body, and you are now all waiting outside the city of Waterdeep to see what's going on. What you do here...
When I catch up to them, I will relay to them, unfortunately to Boja, it is not just you who have been set up. I suppose you are now my newfound companions, because myself and this one are also implicated in the murder.
Wait a minute.
There was
you guys are real?
I'm afraid so. I've been pranking you this whole time.
Oh my God.
There is a witness. So it seems not only you, Phandalin, almost 5.5, but the white creatures here have been set up for malicious reasons that I am most keen to find out about.
Well, assuming that you're not part of the conspiracy to set us up, I'm sorry you got mixed up in our mess.
Oh, what sort of person would be a part of a conspiracy riding a great red camel in the middle of a city? It's either a madness or genius. I let you decide.
It seems unlikely that he would be part of the conspiracy.
Unless I'm a genius.
Yes. Well, the two are not mutually
So you're not
exclusive.
part of the conspiracy.
And I think I'm willing to give our cleric friend the benefit of the doubt as well, given that she is not able to be inconspicuous at all.
He starts petting his mechanical thing. He's like, they don't understand, Mr. Hiss. It's like a dodo does not put something like you together. No. She did not understand. I will teach. It will be good.
I want to see Boja do the jingle janks. That's what I want to see.
No, not the jingle janks.
Yeah.
So you find yourself hunted in Waterdeep, but safely about 2 hours outside the South Gate. You are in relative wilderness right now at the moment. However, and let me go ahead and bring this up so I could show you guys where you are at right now.
Are we getting our first map?
So, Neverwinter, where Cranky Pants is.
Hold on, Cranky Pants? I'm calling safe space.
Oh, yeah, Neverember.
Grumpy
All right.
pants.
So,
Wait, is there a card for being triggered?
Can you?
No, but if there were ever a likely candidate to try and set us up like this, it would either be him, that necromancer, or Sister Grell.
Well, considering how the last session went, like he kind of owes you guys. You guys embarrassed him hard.
Yep.
Let's see.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, we once tried to assassinate a necromancer after breakfast.
But
you
you know,
he
would a high-ranking person involved with the Lord's Alliance, you know, murder one of his own agents? That it's possible, but it seems a little
Well,
out of
that's
his MO.
possible. I was thinking more that Neverember had spies within the Lord's Alliance, became aware of a legitimate attempt to hire us to investigate a caravan he arranged to disappear, and then had that messenger murdered in a dark alley and framed us for it.
Can you guys see this map right now?
One of many possibilities, right?
No,
we
we
just don't have
cannot.
the evidence.
Yeah, I'm still seeing like the Princes of the Apocalypse page.
Mhm.
Why
I
is
mean, let me
this-
go to the actual.
It could be a number
Yeah,
of
I'm not-
organizations. It could be the Zentarum. It could be who
Yeah,
knows?
I'm not seeing them on the day 20 either.
Honestly, the only Zent that I have known in the past few years is as close to an ally as anyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not-
I don't
not to
think.
say.
And she was mentioned in the documents. That is interesting.
Why
I
is
think the
this not
documents are
showing up?
legitimate. I think someone took
I think so,
advantage
too.
of the situation.
I agree.
That seems reasonable, but again,
Yeah.
why?
Oh,
why
and by
involve-
the way, who done it? Are you going to tell Cirrus about the gloves?
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought Illuthria was asking me like she does.
No. I'm asking out of character because I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, that sounds like a fun thing to do. Yeah, like did you tell me your name earlier? Because
Cirrus.
Yes, he did. He did introduce himself.
Get back in the room.
Gave the name Cirrus, yes.
Okay. Did I introduce myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Want to make sure. Yeah, Mr. Little Thief there. Cirrus, yes. Those gloves you have are apparently quite valuable.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Figures.
what did
They're
you
very
call
nice
them?
too.
There we go.
There we go. There.
What
Now
did
I
you
get it.
call what did you call the gloves again, Nim?
Huh?
The Ravinci gloves.
The Ravinci
Yes,
gloves.
You have procured the most famous Ravinci gloves.
That's
quite an
awesome.
accomplishment. Yes, this should raise your standing in your particular circles, I think. And probably
Nah, I
make
really
you a
won't tell
target.
anyone.
That is wise.
Yeah.
So, Bjorn, on your screen, if you go down and you see Waterdeep, you all have come out to the south of Waterdeep.
I'm not. Hold on, I'm trying to find Waterdeep. There it is. Voila.
Yep. So you all have come out to the south of Waterdeep and slightly to the west. So you are above this red trail here. You need to get to, well, the town or the letter mentioned Amphale, which you could see is directly north from Waterdeep. And there is a road that leads there. You would have had to go, if you had been able to get out of the Waterdeep normally, you would have taken the high road out of Waterdeep and then taken a right and proceeded on the Tribord Trail, surprisingly enough, towards Amphale.
Gonna ask Cirrus a question.
Well, we can't go to the high roads because they're going to be looking for us all the way down there.
I have a question for you, semi-famous people here. There's because you seem very cunning, and you seem to be very cunning. My question being, it seems that you have a history with powerful people with influence and resources. But why, given what you know about yourselves and your adventures, why do you think me and the lady have been included in this? It seems I have done no wrong in this city.
It might be incidental. The Lord's Alliance seemed interested in the two of you, and perhaps we were simply caught up in it. That would be my guess.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
we don't know for sure.
My best guess there would be what my companion Illuthria said. Someone amongst the Lord's Alliance thought they could tag us for another job, especially
I
since
understand.
Illuthria is on good terms with them. They noticed we were down a few, thought they
No,
could
no,
shore up
no,
our ranks.
They could have chosen anyone, but I understand now.
As
Look
far
at
as
the
I
two of us.
know, we don't have any actual enemies amongst the Lord's Alliance. Our only political enemy would be Neverember, unless he's in the Lord's Alliance. I neither know nor really care.
I think he
Serious.
has some standing there, but he's not like the leader of them. That's
But
Lorel.
he would certainly have reason to want us framed and disgraced, especially if that could somehow be reflected back on the work we did in Phandalin, where we not only embarrassed him, but deprived him of a hold over the Spellforge of old. What concerns me now is whatever this is leads next to Amphil, and I'm sure that whoever was trying to set us up is quite aware of that.
Do you think
It could
perhaps
very
that,
well be a trap there, but we have to check it out.
do you think perhaps that we, my large friend over here, well, I suppose we shall be friends, if not presently, were chosen because there are no others like us anywhere near this particular area. We are very visibly outsiders, yes?
That
Visible
could be part
and-
of it.
Are you new to Waterdeep, perhaps?
Yeah, very new
Relatively?
to Waterdeep. My particular species, the herringon, we come from the Feywild, and we do travel. We have made our ways to other parts of the material plane. There are even some in here in Faerun or Toril, whichever place we are currently in. I travel so much sometimes I forget, but I have come from someplace other, so I personally am rather new to the area.
And Boja,
we have another friend from the Feywild. It is good to meet another one.
and Boja, did you not
It is
say
my
you were
pleasure.
only recently started on your pilgrimage as well?
Correct. I have just recently received a vision informing me to go out and help others. Apparently, someone knew I was needed to help you.
Seems
Appreciate
the
it,
string
that
is with
fate
us,
has called us together.
Hey, that is most
or
interesting.
the will of the gods, whichever you prefer.
I have been told long ago that I also have a destiny, but I did not take much stock in it because it was told to me by a witch, very unpleasant person. Not normally one to be trusted, blood witches, no.
I too have a destiny. Trust me when I say destiny is real.
It
Yes,
involves
you
a lot
should
of
do some more
alcohol.
drinking, I think.
You hear a whisper on the wind. Air thing, yeah. So
There's my friend from the Feywild. This cannot be coincidence either. Well, let's see. Maybe Karlsruhe knows something.
Illuthria, Bjorn, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I've known you long enough that you want to go to Amphil anyway. Is that accurate?
I think it is the best way to prove our innocence and find who is at the center of this conspiracy.
If you
I've worked a long time. I've worked a long time to escape the reputation of my people and do some good for people. And I will not allow this to pass. Whoever did this will be punished.
I do not know about the nice lady over here, but I would be interested in traveling along with you, because if someone is going to ruin my reputation, which I worked very hard to be a premier entertainer in this particular city and beyond, the continent, perhaps the world in some time, I do not like having such things played upon me. I would like to get to the root of this, and it seems that you will be the best way to achieve such ends.
So do you plan on traveling to Amphil then? Or that direction?
If they will have me, I will join them, because there is strength in numbers.
I too will travel.
I don't think we should take the main roads, but
I don't agree. I agree. We shouldn't, especially not the high road.
I should be able to contact a few people who might be able to let me know if we're being looked for in Amphil, at least openly.
That would be wise.
What about the long road? We can take that, correct?
It's
That's
possible. once you get out away from the city, that you could take that. That's the one that goes towards Tribor.
Right.
I'm wondering if there are any
also leads
Emerald
directly into
Enclave.
Amdale.
Yep.
I was going to say, I'm wondering if there are any Emerald Enclave, I guess, headquarters or bases or whatever along the way. I think it might be worth inquiring after Karlsruhe.
Speaking of which, as you are doing that, you
Is
hear
this Karlsruhe one of the one or the 0.5?
He is one of the 5.
you hear a voice, a disembodied voice, suddenly speaking in the middle of Illuthria, Bjorn, and Cirrus. Hello. Hello.
Cirrus does not.
Bjorn, are you drunk?
No one can make psychic contact
I'm
with Cirrus
sober.
without his permission.
I'm hungover, but I'm sober.
Actually, this is
It's
it's speaking
magical.
in the middle of the three of you, but it can be heard by everybody. It's like, yep, that's them, and then it goes away,
I've immediately got a wand out and pointing it.
and then you hear, oh, I thought I was going to have to go into Waterdeep to find all of you. How are all of you? I only have a few moments to tell you. I'm with the Emerald Enclave, but I wanted to let you know, supposedly somebody's trying to kill the three of you. It'd be rather horrible if that happened. I'm going to try and make friends with them if I find them, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that right now because I'm going around doing things. So until I can, they tell me that you should go to Amphail and look for some sort of underground hideout, and that this might be where you need to look for the people who are trying to do something. What? Well,
could you perhaps reveal yourself, hidden voice?
I'm running out of time.
Is your goddess?
The spell doesn't let me speak, so hopefully you know who this is. It's and then the voice fades out.
That is our friend from the Feywild.
I recognize
And
that voice.
it would seem he's in his autumn incarnation.
Sounds most intriguing.
He is an intriguing fellow. And a good friend.
That was
Wait. You say autumn incarnation.
Yes, he's alive.
I have been away from the Feywild a long time. Yes, I know these people. They are many people in one body.
Yes.
Yes.
Though apparently he seemed to be less stable in the prime material.
It is a different place, this place. It is very settled, which probably has something to affect the more chaotic nature of those of us who come from the Feywild.
All right, we need to do things. One, we need to stay off the road at least until we see someone on a caravan that I recognize that I can trust. Because one, we need to get word to Selby about what's going on and just let her know before we head out. I'm assuming her family can protect her, but she should be aware.
Aaron?
Go ahead and
And
anybody who has it, give me an Arcana check, by the way.
I can do that.
That sounds like a whodunit job.
That is definitely a whodunit thing. I got Arcana and spades.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who done
You
that?
recognize the magic as some sort of sending spell, but much more powerful than any sending spell that you are familiar with. And it must have been modified, a special version of the spell, by a very high-level wizard.
I'll pass that information along.
Interesting. Seems that Karlsruhe has also been making friends in high places these days.
Your friend
So-
seems to be quite connected.
Perhaps to the north in Longsaddle.
Maybe he knows Archfey. They are
Long
quite
Saddle.
powerful.
Ah, yes, the Harpals. It is reputed that there are wizards of note in Long Saddle.
Be interested to see these things. I am fascinated by magic, but not to the degree of some grand magus.
So you got some sort of warning from Karlsruhe, but that appears all you're going to get from that direction. However, you do find yourself still outside the city, and dawn is starting. The sun is beginning to rise.
We better get out of here before somebody finds us on the road. Let's find a safe road to travel that the guard will not be seeking us.
We need to get around Waterdeep.
We definitely also need to avoid Neverwinter, because it's likely we'll definitely be chased there.
Is there any chance we can travel by sea?
Well, Neverwinter is far to the north from here,
And we're going inland.
and you're going.
Never mind then.
Amphiel is mostly north from here, about 50 miles.
Kind of
So-
northeast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it would seem. Let me look at the map.
Yeah.
Can you guys see my mark right here? It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we're quite a ways off. I'm
Yeah.
seeing Icewind Dale right now.
If you were traveling easily on the road, it would probably take you 2 days of easy travel, but moving at a good pace to get from Waterdeep to Amphiel. If you do intend to travel off the road and overland, you will probably be moving overland for 4 or 5 days and have to go through the hills that overlook Amphiel to get into the town itself.
All right. Okay.
We
so
could
that's not
follow
too
the
far.
river.
Yeah,
It
that
would be
would
longer
be
than
wise.
it would be longer than the hills, but it wouldn't be over hills.
Yeah.
And or over Dale.
If we
So-
come out north of Amphiel, I could
Or over
probably
Chippendale.
find a contact along the
Or-
way to at least give
well-
me an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, we probably, if we follow the end of the river, we probably will get to east of Anfield before long. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I shall defer to the sneaky man. He seems to know what he is doing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that your plan?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I guess we'll do that.
You begin journeying. How do you intend to move? Do you intend to move at a slow but steady pace, looking out and making sure that you're not surprised? Or do you want to travel normally, or are you going to move at a rather quick pace across the land?
No, I say we need to be slow but steady.
Yeah, I don't want to do
We need to
anything
keep
that will
our
tip
eyes
off
open.
the. Yeah, we really need to not make any mistakes that will
Speaking
tip
of
anyone
keeping
off.
our eyes open, just how long have we been awake?
Oh yeah, we didn't get a rest. So we'll have to find a safe haven at some point.
Yeah, I think it likely will be.
But right now,
we got some
the
hills
priority-
into the
Yeah,
northeast.
right now the priority is to get as far away from Waterdeep as we can before we get down, because I'm the only one who's expended a spell slot or any main resource, so we should be okay for a while.
Yeah.
I will also have Mr. Simeon fly aerial support. He will go back invisible, and let's put him about 50 feet in the air so he'll have a broad view, depending on where we travel, to see if anything's coming, and he can warn me.
Okay. So moving slowly and steadily up the river, you're able to make good progress and get about 8 miles outside of Waterdeep as the mid-morning sun is starting to rise. You find yourself in a secluded spot, far enough away from the river that you are not going to be spotted by the barges that go up and down the river from going through from Waterdeep and further inland, but close enough to the river that you could get to it if you needed to. So this is a great place to camp if you wish to.
I say we camp.
We could do a
It's good.
short rest. I don't think we necessarily need a long rest at this point.
Well, I'm gonna need at least a short rest to get rid of this hangover.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? The dice?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Do they
I'm
just
not
roll
sure
on
how-
their own?
No, I'm just not sure how to roll so that you don't see, but that's fine. I'll just roll it for-
Do you have a private roll option?
You have a whisper.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
All right, good. If we take a short rest, I can replenish one of my spell
Yeah.
slots.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we're going to do the watch, but well, if it's a short rest, I can do the whole watch.
Don't you need a rest too?
No, I can. I trance.
Yeah, you can take 4 hours. And besides that, I have Mr. Hiss
I
here.
I haven't expended anything, so it's not worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Hiss and Mr. Simeon do not require the normal physical things of other creatures. They do not require rest or food. They can also
Okay.
keep watch.
All right.
All right. I'm just thinking we've probably been up. We were up yesterday. We were up all of last night, and we're up
Okay.
most of the day today.
Yeah, we will end up suffering a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
I say we just camp, keep double
Yeah.
watches.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I don't know who's going to do the second watch, but I can do the first one.
I would
I will
say
do the second.
I would say for the sake of trust, perhaps you folks who know each other should pair up with one of us, and so that keeps us all honest. Yes, and yeah, we build trust this way. We get to know each other.
I see
Agreed.
no problem with that.
We can trade card tricks.
Ah, now you're talking my language. Just like all of a sudden, before you know it, he's like fanned out a bunch of cards. Pick a card.
Yeah,
Pick a card.
and Illuthria pulls out her flute and starts playing it.
Ooh, I have that ability too, and I will pull out. This is going to be fun. I pull out one of the snake charmer flutes, a charm, and I start playing it. And you watch as the mechanical cobra starts doing the cobra dance. The kids love this one.
I don't mean
And
to
I'm
be
just
a
like, why
down.
would we not
I
trust
don't
one
mean-
another?
I don't mean to be a downer, but we're trying to hide. Musical.
Of course. Like
I have a
take
logo.
off-
take off
You
my
don't see
top
me
hat and I
playing it.
I take off my top hat and I shove my flute back down into it. Put the hat back on.
So you're all able to rest and you keep watch through the night. You do see torches come, not dangerously close, but people are searching for you out and about during the night. But you're far enough away from the major thoroughfares that nobody comes in your direction. And with a little bit of trouble, you're able to pass the night without being seen. And the morning dawns, and who was taking the last watch?
Let's see. Who does it make sense for? Like Cirrus, where would you take watch? I would have taken watch with you.
Okay. So that would mean that I would be taking watch with Boja.
Illuthria said she would go first, so Cirrus would take last watch. Bjorn needed to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Go
All
ahead
right.
and give me
Yeah.
a perception check. Sirius.
Everybody. Oh.
No, just
would
Cirrus.
Bjorn's weapon of warning go off at this point, or
No.
Okay.
That is such a good thing to have, that weapon of warning.
Yep.
19.
As your companions are starting to rouse themselves, your watch is almost over, and you know they'd be breaking down camp. You hear some commotion to the east and some yelling. You might even hear the sound of weapons clanging against each other, but it's fairly far away. And
You
it's
wanna
towards
check this
it's toward the direction of the river.
I pull out my axe.
Hey, who done it? Can your Mr. Simeon see what's going on?
But of course,
There's
that
some
might be
commotion to the east, towards the river.
Mr. Simeon, go see. And I am going to I will not be able to hear or see you momentarily, so I trust you, sneaky man with daggers. I am going to go with my familiar creature and see for myself what is going on. And so you'll watch it as like the eye that you can see sort of glazes over from red to white, matching his fur, and the flying monkey goes invisible, flies off in the direction of the commotion.
And he doesn't even hear Cirrus say, "You've never seen me hold a dagger."
And I never learned to read. Okay, so
I saw you eyeing the dagger in my door. I know you took it.
at a flying speed, it still takes Mr. Simeon about 10 minutes to get to where you can see what is going on. You find you're close to the bank of the river, that you see that there are a number of giant, I can't describe them any other way. They look like giant crabs moving and scrambling all along the sides of the river. surrounding those crabs and stabbing them and chortling to themselves evilly as they do so are a pack of giant humanoids that look like a cross between a dog and a hyena with patchy, nasty fur.
Are they speaking Abyssal? Because I speak Abyssal.
That I don't know.
That sounds like gnolls.
Yeah, that
No.
sounds like gnolls, and they might speak Abyssal.
They are not speaking Abyssal.
Okay.
They are chattering back and forth to each other. You count that there are probably about 15 dead crabs on the ground with another 15 or 16 out moving around. And there are about 20 of these dog-like creatures stabbing and attacking them by the banks of the river.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop out of connection with Mr. Simeon, or like I still have telepathic connection. We can communicate, but I'm going to put my senses back in my own body. I see a very strange sight far away from here. There are, how you say, crab creatures. They have pincers and they waddle, and they are being attacked by dogmen. They have a strange bark. They laugh.
It could be gnolls.
Okay.
Do we want to help them, or I feel like we should.
Illuthria, moral compass. Do we go help the crabs that are being attacked by the dogmen? I'm lost here.
I mean, like
You always
Nim,
defend those who can't defend themselves.
Yes,
I
feel honor bound that we should.
From what I saw, Nim, was there any way of telling if the crabs appeared to be sapient, or were they just creatures being hunted?
They look like they're just creatures being hunted. To your eyes.
To me, I say, like, perhaps I did not refer well. The creatures just look like animals being hunted by humanoid.
Yeah.
But if
Unless
so,
they're being hunted for food, that is not okay.
Yes,
they did seem to be. Well, they
Yeah.
did seem to be very cruel in aspect. That is true.
Damn it! All right, let's go see.
Gnolls are known to be.
If you guys want to give me a nature check, anybody who has nature,
I got nature.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't come to me.
Let me check. Yeah, nature's not my thing.
No,
I'm
I'm
all
in the
over
woods.
that.
That's as nature as I
Actually,
get.
My nature's not bad.
24.
You have heard about these creatures before. They are gnolls. They are renowned as raiders, as bandits that band together. Judging by what you described, you know that this area, there are giant crabs, collections of giant crabs in the river that are sometimes hunted by the people of Waterdeep and are considered a delicacy. It's surprising that there are gnolls ranging this far or this close to Waterdeep, though. That does take you by surprise.
I would say at the very least, this could be a threat to the people in the city. I think we should stop them.
Okay, new twist. Do we want to go get entangled in something that might draw Waterdehavian guards?
Yeah, personally, I would say no. Does not seem to be trouble worth our trouble. You know what I mean?
Wise? No, but would it be right?
All right, Sierra says, let me rephrase. Eleuthria, Lady
Yes.
Priestess, are we going to go help save the crabs from the gnolls? Let's just make it simple.
I think so.
Are we really going to ask the goodies?
You get used to
Bjorn
it.
wants to save the crabs.
Yeah.
See,
And it
even the
makes it,
naked barbarian wants to save the crabs.
I mean, I will tell you truthfully, I am also goody, but I draw lines.
Yeah, a certain amount of pragmatism is not inappropriate, but I do think we should do something about this.
Well,
I'm
if we're
easily
going
angered
to-
by cruelty to animals of any sort.
Yeah.
Well,
The animals are the ones being cruel.
but the animal people are being cruel to animals.
I'm more concerned about the potential threat to the city.
I will also
If they're
point out-
moving closer to Waterdeep, that's a problem.
Nuts to the city. They're hunting us.
There were 15
There are
crabs.
people in the city that we are concerned about, like Selby.
Can we just go kill the gnolls? I don't care anymore.
And just like a
Why
just
don't
looked
we?
who done it, like he was a huge size, like, you had to bring the innocent into it, didn't you? Okay, I am for killing the dogmen.
Cirrus will look at whodunit and says, "You get used to it."
It's not that I have a thing with innocence, like it's a soft spot.
You
for
know
me.
what? Now you got me. I don't like bullies. Let's go kill the mean dog men.
All right, we are all in agreement. Look at this. We are already companions. Look, this is wonderful. Das
But
vidania.
we need to go because it sounds like the crabs were losing.
Oh,
Yeah, we
yes,
don't have
they
much
were
time.
they were not doing quite well.
We will
But
save who we
need-
can and avenge who we can't. That is our mission.
I will.
No, we will save. They're crabs. We will save who we can and eat who we can.
I was about to say there will be plenty of food left
I
over from the
suppose
ones who did
there
not
is
survive.
logic to that.
So I'm gonna hop up on my camel, and if you want,
Let's roll.
Yeah.
I can reach there before the rest of you if you like. And
All right.
Probably best to stay together.
all right,
All right.
I offer.
Appreciated.
As a general rule, we don't like to split up if we can avoid it.
So,
Ah,
question
yes.
for you guys.
But we still do it a lot.
I have often found splitting up has kept me alive many a time.
It is 6:30.
Yeah, me too. That's why I don't do it anymore.
We can stop here
It's not a bad stopping point right before a battle.
and
That's
pick
fair.
this up when
Yeah.
we start next time.
Okay.
That sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
All right. Let me close this out then.
All right.